weekend Wednesday story time. Today is Wednesday, 23 July 2025. I'm Tanis Leonhardi of Seattle, and when I was out on my 5.8 mile road run set this morning, I already did it, finished it, took a shower, had a snack, and I'm filming this. I shared the road with a black Ferrari while I was running, and I was like, this is a bit, I've covered, I've ran with deer and some of the critters that I've seen out there, and I was like, I have a vehicle. And so here I, Tanis Leonhardi of Seattle, talk about sharing the road with a black Ferrari when I was running as part of my 5.8 mile road walk run set this morning, Wednesday, 23 July 2025. After encountering the Ferrari, I encountered a few Ford vehicles. So a particular movie came to mind with both Ferrari and Ford in the title. However, the sequence in which I encountered the vehicles while I was running was actually Ferrari then Ford, not Ford then Ferrari. Ah, yes. So I was out and I was running, and it was the first segment, which is over 2 miles of continuous running without stopping. It already happened. And so I was approaching this turn where it's going across, I think it's called like Owl Bridge. And I was approaching the bridge, and I have to turn left at the bridge, and coming the opposite direction was a Ferrari car, and I looked at it, and it had the yellow decal with the rearing horse of Ferrari, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Ferrari. It's a black Ferrari. It was not an SUV. It was one of the sporty little one, the flat Ferraris. Okay, the normal Ferrari, but it was black and was shiny and was pretty, and I was like, oh, Ferrari. And so it turned, and so it was like, we're running on, and we're sharing the same road, and we're running. However, they were ahead of me, so I did not have to stop. And then where it turned, there's a crosswalk, and so I get to the crosswalk, and a car's coming from the other direction, so I jog in place. So I'm still moving, so I don't stop, even if I'm waiting for the car to go. And I look, and the car that's approaching is a Ford. And I'm like, and they slow down to stop, and I'm like, oh, you're just stopping because you saw the Ferrari didn't stop for me. And so I run across the crosswalk and keep going. And then later, there's a walking segment after that. One of the Woodway police cars passed me, and it was a Ford. And so I was like, everyone went Ferrari and Ford. And so I thought it was a pretty good one. I was like, see, I've been talking about Ferrari. I've been talking about my Lewis Hamilton. And was he bringing it to life? And I was like, all right, so I got to make a video. I got to cover that. So it's me covering that. And that's part of the fun, right? I ran with the Ferrari. It's like if we were on the same track, we were running the opposite direction on the same track, right? So I do run with vehicles. I'm out there sharing the roads, so to speak, with them. So not all places have sidewalks, although that area did have sidewalk, but there's a crosswalk, but yeah. As part of the cool thing about road running is I get to share the road with a Ferrari, for real. That happened this morning. And so I'm going to outline the challenge. So this is for my waking mode virginity loss. So outline the challenge. So it's the challenge to my Brad Pitt 1-1 for my Lewis Hamilton 1-2 for my waking mode virginity loss. So my Brad Pitt is the one being challenged. He was okay with the challenge. And I was like, okay, well, I'm up for that. And my Lewis Hamilton is the challenger. Now, whoever wins out of that, this is for bracket 1 of my virginity loss. So the person who comes in first is 1-1. So if it's the same, then numbering remains unchanged. If it changes, then the numbering changes. But it's first. 1-1 is first, and 1-2 is favorite. But they're both first. So it's first and second overall in my waking mode virginity loss. But bracket 1. And so the challenge is they eat the Cobb salad that I had at Regal Cinnabar Mount Lake. The number of times I saw F1 the movie at the theater, 4 times. So, and that is a Cobb salad with honey mustard dressing and without avocado. Okay. My god Hades determines the winner per the results. The winner is determined by Hades based on who had the larger darkness footprint. Remember, Hades is god of the underworld, including mineral resources, so Hades likes darkness. So whoever brings the most darkness is the winner. And they must be finished with eating the Cobb salad 4 times that I ate 4 times. that I ate once, they could eat 4 times. They must be finished before the next video I make with Sacred Saturday in the title. So there we go. All right, so that's a progression on my weekend Wednesday is I shared the road with a black Ferrari and I was running and it was driving. Whoa, so it was pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.